COVID-19 has disrupted education for millions of young people across the world. In Ghana, DFID is really proud to be supporting TTEL to work with all 46 public colleges of education and the universities they are affiliated with to continue virtual teaching and learning so that student teachers can finish their qualifications to be able to be ready to move into schools when they reopen.
The COVID-19 pandemic affected me as a teacher trainee when I was doing my internship. We had to halt everything and go back home.
Right about starting our second semester, the school management and then the educational authorities in the country made an arrangement that we take our lessons online.
Since I came to college, it has been a classroom-based learning. So if a teacher is supposed to demonstrate something, how are we supposed to know?
Having a virtual learning is not the same as having a face-to-face interactions with your tutors.
As soon as the colleges and schools in Ghana were closed down, NCT, working with TTEL, set up a task force to look into how best we can continue to provide learning to our student teachers. The task force comprises of representatives from the National Council for Tertiary Education, the 5 universities, the Colleges of Education Tutors Association, the CETAC, the non-teaching staff, and also technical staff from the Transforming Teacher Education program.
First of all, because the pandemic came when none of us actually prepared, when we decided to roll out the virtual learning system, we noticed that our tutors themselves were not in tune with how to deliver lectures online to students. Fortunately, TTEL supported us to have an online training with University of Amsterdam, where the tutors were taught how to teach, how to engage students, how to mark assignments, how to even communicate online to students.
We know professional development is one of the key things that is needed. So what we also did, supporting NCTE, is to provide colleges of education tutors, NCT staff, and some technical staff from TTEL to an award-bearing qualification that was provided by the Amsterdam University of Applied Sciences. And about 1,900 tutors benefited from this particular program. This created an awareness in our institution to know clearly how they can co-define, co-design, and implement the emergency remote teaching and learning.
Another thing we did was to ensure that the teacher always leaves the material for the student to come and have access to later, so that even when the concurrent teaching and learning is interrupted, the information can be accessed later and the students will still have benefited from that process.
There was no option for us than to find innovative ways to contact our students and to make sure that there was continuity in what we started with. And the commonest we had at the time was WhatsApp.
Well, with the onset of COVID-19 pandemic, our teaching and learning processes have changed.
After the Amsterdam training, I think I got empowered because I realized that we don't always have to be there with the students because the information will be online and anytime they come, they can actually take part in the lesson. So that worry was off. So it's important that whether it's online or face-to-face, you give off your best as a teacher. With the challenges that students basically had to do with internet connection. Some too were complaining that they don't have the device.
Fortunately, TTEL and MasterCard Foundation came to our aid, providing us with smartphones and then SD cards.
Through the support of MasterCard Foundation in terms of funding and also with support from TTEL, basically what we seek to do is to have an agenda no student is left behind. So NCT, with the support from TTEL, has procured some SD cards, some mobile phone devices to assist the virtual learning process. So what we are doing is that we have about 4,750 SD cards and then 2,750 mobile phone devices. This is to aid the colleges to advance the virtual learning process, looking at the time that we are in.
I must admit, at the time COVID came and we had to resort to emergency remote teaching and learning, we didn't have the gadgets to connect to meet our clients, our students, our tutors, and others around. So we were using TurboNets, just 3 of them, and of course, the range was very limited until we got support from NCTE through TTEL to extend our internet connectivity.
We need to ensure that almost everybody get access to the remote teaching and learning that was going on. We work with the universities, so the colleges of education, combining the platform they have with the learning management systems that the universities have got. For example, Legon has got Sakara, University College of Education, Winneba got Moodle. We combine this, we then realize we got about 95% of the students actually registered to take part in the learning that was going on. Now, the whole thing, the whole approach to providing this emergency remote teaching and learning is informed by clearly we defining from the outset what we wanted to do.
We scheduled the lessons accordingly.
It came back to management that some of the lectures will have to be delivered in the evenings and not in the morning, because once in the morning, not everybody is available. So we have had to take those steps to discuss with our tutors that please be very flexible to deliver the lectures at a point that most of them will be comfortable to be on board.
What we do here is to interpret all courses that hearing impaired students offer. Sometimes a lesson which may take 2 hours for the regular students, we have to use about 6 hours. We have to break hours into 3.
We're particularly proud of supporting students who have forms of disability to engage in virtual learning, and also supporting young people to put forward their ideas for how to reach some of the most marginalized children during school closures.
I presented a proposal on how to reach students in deprived communities with learning, even in this pandemic time, though there have been various e-learning platforms created, but they were not benefiting. And so now we decided to bring a project that can help them also get access to learning. I was super excited. I wasn't really looking out. I was just seeing it as presenting my innovation to help children, and now I'm declared the winner. So I'm very excited that I've won this challenge. I would like to thank TTEL and TAG for organizing this competition. It's really a good one, and it inspires creativity among students.
We cannot do away with face-to-face interaction. And the way forward, and as a policy direction, is to have a blended learning, where tutors, lecturers, teachers can combine online learning with the face-to-face interaction. I think that's the direction that a country as we are should be heading towards. And I'm sure colleges of education have got the infrastructure, the system in place now to do just that.
I'm sure now there is information that the educational system is going virtual.
The teachers gave us some audios and then they supplemented it with images so that we could understand what they were teaching, and then they gave us the opportunity to ask questions.
Some are not working, they are relying on parents, and parents will sometimes go like, after all, what are you doing? Always, you know. And sometimes parents will accuse them of misusing the data that has been bought for them.
Our parents should support this virtual learning in the sense that during lesson hours, they shouldn't assign chores to their wards, to encourage full participation during lessons hours.
So basically, they were okay. I think they enjoyed it. They enjoyed because they had that flexibility of doing other things apart from being in the classroom.
We thank all stakeholders, especially DFID and then TTEL, for their support during this pandemic.